World building is one of the most important elements of fiction. The story and characters are important as well, but without proper world building, they might quickly lose our interest. Look at James Cameron's Avatar, for example. It is a beautiful movie which grossed over $2 billion at the box office, yet it has been described as Pocahontas in space. Don't get me wrong, I love this movie, but essentially it is Pocahontas in space. The plot isn't too complex, and many of the characters are rather one-dimensional. The reason why Avatar made so much money, I believe, is because of how beautiful it looked. The location of Pandora is amazing. It brought out my childhood love of space and what could truly be out there waiting for us. I personally saw this movie at least 5 times in theaters because of how in love I was with the setting. From the flora to the fauna, everything about this setting draws the viewers in and makes them forget for one small moment that they are no longer sitting in their living room. For new writers, oftentimes world building can seem rather intimidating, especially when comparing yourself to J.R.R. Tolkien and the George R.R. Martins of the world. Yeah, but it's not truly as monumental of a task as some may see it. Sure, it takes a long time, but creating a complex fantasy world is the same as any other task in life. It starts with a step. The place I mostly like to start is not with the world, but with a character. This could be anything from a king to a peasant, or even a bird or a fox. They don't exactly need to be a very fleshed out character. They don't even need a name. What's important is that you see the world through their eyes. When you want to start building a world, close your eyes. Picture yourself in the body of your character. They are waking up. Open your eyes. What's the first thing you see? Is it a rotting thatched ceiling, or a beautiful mural depicting some battle long past? Perhaps it's even the trees or the night sky. Then, have your character explore your world slowly, very slowly, from the point that they first open their eyes. And don't forget to use all of your senses. What do you hear? People talking? The wind? What do you smell? Fresh baked bread or horse manure? What do you feel? A cold breeze or the warm sun on your skin? It may seem like a very small start at first, but remember, this is how viewers and readers first see new worlds. You don't just give them a huge lore dump at the beginning. A small introduction is fine, but if it's too much, you can lose your viewers or readers and overwhelm them. One of the most famous fantasy worlds ever created is J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. How did he first introduce us to this world? In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. George R.R. Martin starts his Song of Ice and Fire in 2 ways. The prologue begins, "We should set back," Jared urged, as the woods began to grow dark around them. However, Chapter 1 begins with a bit about the weather. The morning had dawned clear and cold, with a crispness that hinted at the end of summer. World building doesn't always have to be a massive fantasy world, however, or an entire planet/moon with blue people. Sometimes it's something as simple as a theme park filled with dinosaurs. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park novel begins The tropical rain fell in drenching sheets, hammering the corrugated roof of the clinic building, roaring down the metal gutters, splashing on the ground in a torrent. Jurassic Park is an amazing setting. I mean, come on, it's dinosaurs in a park. It's not some crazy fantasy world with thousands of years of history and its own pantheon of gods and goddesses. It's simple. Dinos plus park equals bad time. World building is one of the most important aspects of any story. In fact, I would argue it's the most important aspect. Take any story with a strange setting. Now, remove the plot. Would people still want to hear this story? Now remove the characters. Is it still interesting? Now put everything back together and remove the setting, but keep the plot and characters. How interesting of a story is it? It's possible that it's still a very interesting story, and this is a good sign of good writing. Beautiful and interesting worlds are exactly what makes us forget what a crappy place the world can be. It's what makes us say, man, I needed that. Visiting different worlds is almost a way for our brains to take a break and just let go for once. We can forget about politics and our crappy jobs and just go somewhere else. Anywhere else. A place that makes us forget and makes us happy. And even a place that makes us dream again. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, this was kind of just my attempt at reigniting my passion for writing stories. I literally edited this whole thing on my phone, all the clips and audio and stuff, so there's a lot of mistakes in it for sure. But yeah, thank you guys a lot. I want to try to have kind of a regular upload schedule of just things I want to do, things that'll kind of help keep me focused. So once again, thank you.